Hey, this is Matthew from Nerd News Today. Welcome back to our continuing coverage of San Diego Comic-Con 2019. Now, we've been looking at all the big toy reveals from the major companies, the major players, and today we're taking a look at one of the big ones, that's Hasbro. Now, we've already actually looked at a few things from them. Yesterday, in fact, we got the news on their Avengers Endgame Wave 3 series, and we talked about that pretty in-depth, but today we got a little bit more news from the SDCC panel that came out last night. So we're going to go ahead first and just rehash some of the Avengers Endgame stuff, and then we're going to dive right into all of the big reveals that happened yesterday, including one that happened just a little bit before their San Diego Comic-Con panel. So again, here's a quick look at the Avengers Endgame Wave 3. So we're going to get an Avengers-style Captain America, Iron Man Mark 85 armor, an Iron Patriot, a new version of the Vision, a Heimdall, the Valkyrie, and the Build-A-Figure, which is Bro Thor, which is like the coolest Build-A-Figure ever. Fight me if you think I'm wrong about that, but look at that guy. But again, we talked really in depth about these in another video, so I recommend you guys go ahead and check that out if you want to get all the details and a lot more images of these guys. But let's go now to another big reveal that came out yesterday. This was exclusive from IO9. This was pretty much hours before the SDCC panel happened. We got this epic reveal here. So we're going to be getting 2 multi-packs coming out later on this year, in fact. And this is one of them. This is a 3-pack with Wolverine, Jean Grey, and Cyclops in their 90s style Jim Lee outfits, which is so cool. This is the first time we're getting Jean Grey in the line ever. And this is also another first. We're getting Havok and Polaris in their 90s X-Factor costumes with a bunch of different accessories. So this was a huge, huge shock. We shouldn't be too surprised, but it was just to get these guys in particular. Because, you know, Hasbro has been doing a lot more of the 90s style X-Men characters. And it looks like now they're about to start into a lot more of the X-Factor characters. They've been kind of peeking around a little bit with X-Force here and there, in fact. We got Cable, we've got Boomer on the way, Cannonball, a bunch of other characters as well. So they're basically trying to really hit the 90s characters very, very strongly. And I gotta say, like, this 3-pack here, it's gonna be tough to avoid. I mean, you're getting 3 Wolverine heads, the mask that you can put behind his back, 2 sets of claw hands, including one with bone hands. You're getting a spare head for Jean Grey, alternate heads for Cyclops. And I gotta say, I like that Cyclops too, just because it has the leather jacket on. And, that might be a little controversial. I know some folks out there, they like their Cyclops without it. I actually always liked him better in the jacket, especially in the cartoon. I don't know what it is, I just preferred him in the bomber jacket. And again, here's Havok and Polaris, which look really cool. And this is another favorite thing of mine, this is the back of the box here. And it's got Jim Lee illustrated trading cards, essentially, on the back of the box. Now, those are not the actual images from the first X-Men series that he did, but they're basically the same style, and they're very, very close. Because I think Wolverine was actually in the brown costume originally, but, Cyclops is obviously not called Marvel's Cyclops. But again, it's a great throwback, a really nice touch. And again, the colors in the packaging, total throwback to those trading cards. And again, here's a better look at Cyclops' additional hand he comes with, so you can do the optic blast. He's got 2 different heads. And there actually, I think there's a little glint you could put on his visor as well. This is a great, great set. I actually got the Wolverine already. And had I known this was going to happen, I probably would have passed on the Wolverine. But it's still a really great Wolverine, so I can tell you now that both of these multi-packs are just absolutely wonderful, really perfect sets to do. And they're already up for pre-order. So, at least for now, for the time being. They went up on Hasbro Pulse, on Entertainment Earth, and Big Bad Toy Store. And heads up, as of this video, Big Bad Toy Store is sold out. So you might have a hard time finding it there. But there are other places to get them, and if not, you'll be able to find them hopefully somewhere in the near future in stores. But, what stores it'll be in, who knows. So, most likely you're going to have to go with your Entertainment Earth, or if Big Bad Toy Store ever restocks it, them, or Hasbro Pulse. So go ahead, check those out. Good news is they sometimes have sales, so you never know what you'll find. So let's take a look now at what's coming soon from the Spider-Man Legends series. They showed off 4 new figures that are going to be coming out. These are all, I believe, coming out spring 2020, starting with Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu. He's getting a lot of love this year. He's getting a lot more attention. So it's no surprise we're going to get a lot more stuff with Shang-Chi coming out very soon. And yes, he is barefoot. You can kind of see it there. It's a little tough to see in this photo because there's all this smoke special effects around him, but he will be bare feet. Here we have the Spider Armor Mark III action figure. I believe this is from the PS4 game, Spider-Man, which I haven't played yet, so I don't really know much about it. I don't know much about what it does. But they've done now already, I think, a few figures from the Spider-Man PS4 game. So it makes sense to keep going with that line and keep producing these guys. And I'm assuming this is a popular skin that you can get in the game. So if anybody out there who plays the game and wants to get these figures, go for it. And again, here we have another one that I believe is from the game as well. This is the Velocity suit. I'm assuming it's the game because it's got all the symbols and stuff on it. This actually is pretty cool. I can't really say I'm a fan of all these like specialized costumes. I know a lot of folks are like crazy about the PS4 game skin for the the main costume he wears. I'm like whatever on it, but I can see the appeal. I can definitely see like why people would like these. This one I'm actually a little bit more interested in because this is a comics style Vulture figure. So Vulture, man, I don't know when the last time he's had a figure like this either. I mean, he's had toys, of course, but this is like a good-looking classic style Vulture. It looks kind of like him now in the comics, with the exception of he doesn't have that like bubble head that he's wearing nowadays. He has this like weird bubble thing on his head, this dome. So I don't know if he'll come with that or not. But the wings look great. It just looks like the classic style of Vulture. So again, we'll just kind of breeze through these images. You can see Shang-Chi once again, looking pretty svelte, looking very swole. So I will assume as well he's going to have multiple sets of hands. That would just make sense for this character because he doesn't come with much else. He's a shirtless, barefoot dude. He has to imagine come with other hands to do various kung fu things. That just seems to me to be like the logical choice for Shang-Chi. And again, this one here, the spider armor. In terms of accessories, I'm going to assume he'll have some kind of web shooters coming out of him. I'm going to say basically both of the PS4 Spider-Man figures will have webs that you can attach to them in some capacity. Having not played the games, I can't tell you for sure what it's going to be. And I think this is a little bit too far ahead also for them to even like tell us what those accessories are going to be. But again, you can see here, like he's got the thwip hands. So I feel like these have to have, especially being high velocity, he has to have some kind of spider webbing shooting up somewhere. So, and again, Vulture, like I said, I think he's going to have that dome. But let's go ahead and take a look at some of the other reveals that were shown during the panel yesterday, starting with this Cosmic Ghost Rider vehicle. So this is also coming in spring 2020. This is Frank Castle from a timeline where he took revenge a little too seriously and basically killed the entire Marvel Universe. And we're going to get him on his cosmic motorcycle, which looks so good. Everything about that looks great. We're going to be getting now from Captain America Civil War, Giant Man. So this might look familiar to a lot of Marvel Legends collectors. What this is here, this is the Build-A-Figure that came with the Civil War line back a few years ago when that came out. And it's essentially the entire pieces from all in one spot. So this is a deluxe figure in the Marvel Legends series, and he will be basically just as big as he was in Build-A-Figure form. It's exactly that figure again. I think there might be a few new paint touches to it, but again, I never bought that figure. I never got the Build-A-Figure. Kind of regret it now because look at how awesome he looks. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be really cool to have him again in scale and much easier to get him. And I'm very happy when they do that. I know there's some collectors who might not enjoy that, but I was happy when, for example, that Hulkbuster got reissued because it was so hard to get those Build-A-Figure pieces. And that was really the best way to get them. So we got a new Doctor Doom figure as well. This one also is coming out in 2020, spring 2020. And what's different about this Doom is it appears that his tunic and his cape are fabric. So this is, I think, kind of like, again, more of a current style Doctor Doom outfit, a little more traditional Doom. But he's got the plastic cloak, but it looks like, again, the tunic and the cloak, the cape, rather, are going to be fabric. Here's an exciting one for a lot of X-Men fans out there. We have an Age of Apocalypse Morph figure coming out very soon. Very soon meaning, again, spring 2020. But again, it's not that far off, right? So this Morph here from Age of Apocalypse, I'm going to bet he's going to have maybe a few other heads. We will see maybe his sword, because I think he had a sword in the comic. It's been a long time since I've looked at that character. But it's really cool to get him again. We haven't had a Morph figure in this style since like the 90s. Also coming out spring 2020, we have a She-Hulk figure. This one looks really awesome. She's got a lot of little great details. If you look closely at her, you see like all these scars on her body, which is really cool. What I would like more with this She-Hulk is I wouldn't mind her being a little bit more buff, because the Marvel Legends females are always pretty scrawny, and I think the She-Hulk should be a lot more buff. She looks buffer than the other females in the line, but still not quite there. Here's one I cannot wait to get. We're going to get a Squirrel Girl, and she's going to have a scooter, which I don't think is comic accurate, because I've read the comic. I don't remember ever really seeing her use that. This is also spring 2020. She's going to have, looks like, 3 squirrels. We're going to get Tippy Toe, Monkey Joe, I would assume, and someone else. I don't know if I like the sculpt of her very much, to be honest, because I'm kind of like so used to seeing her in the comic nowadays. And now she's drawn, which is a lot more cartoony. But it's still pretty great to have a new Squirrel Girl figure finally joining us. Here is a Build-A-Figure. This is going to be from Deadpool Legends lineup. So we're going to get Strong Guy in fall of 2020. So this is way, way far down the line. But look at how awesome this guy looks. And again, we're rounding out the X Factor line. So whoever's missing, we're going to basically probably get between now and when Strong Guy gets released. Hey, maybe we'll get a Siren from X-Force, in fact, go with her. I just saw that off the top of my head. We got a new Punisher figure coming soon. This is a really interesting one. So it kind of reminds me a little bit of like the War Journal Jim Lee style Punisher, and I say that because of the head, the unpainted head there. But it's also kind of like a more current style Punisher because he's been kind of donning that more movie style logo lately on his stuff. It's a more tactical Punisher. So to me, this is like more of a modern urban style Punisher. It even reminds me a little bit of like the current storyline that's going on right now, with him going over to attack Baron Zemo. Really, really fun times. Of course, it's the Punisher, so he has a lot of weapons. I think that sniper rifle might be new, but I'm not entirely sure about that. But you can't have a Punisher without more weapons, and this one really does it. They're gold weapons, so it's like maybe he's playing Fortnite. I don't know, but it's still really cool to get another Punisher figure. I've got enough of those. And here is a Weapon X, again from Age of Apocalypse. He's going to be spring 2020. It's a really grungy looking toy, and that's kind of how he looks. I was never a fan of this back in the day, but it does look pretty nice. So any Age of Apocalypse collectors out there, you'll be very happy to get your hands on this one here. And finally ending our look at these guys, we have X-Man, Nate Gray X-Man, again in his Age of Apocalypse. Both of these are coming out spring 2020. And, Nate Gray has not had a lot of toys at all, come to think of it. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head how many he's had. I think he had one, again, way back when they did the Age of Apocalypse line from Toy Biz, as did that Weapon X we just saw. It's long overdue because Nate Gray has been pretty active in the comics. In fact, like the whole recent story arc that's happening in the X-Men comics is basically because of Nate Gray. So, not really a spoiler alert, but you should be reading them if you want to know what's going on in the X-Men world because it's some wacky, wild stuff. But very cool to get a new toy of him, and it looks good. It's just got the nice 90s colors. I'm digging it. So we also have a new multi-pack coming out soon. This one is actually on display, in fact, there. It's a Deadpool and Hit Monkey 2-pack. So what's cool about this is, aside from the fact that we're finally getting a new Hit Monkey release, is all the accessories it comes with. And they're really unique accessories. We're getting multiple heads for Wade. We're getting lots of different guns for both Hit Monkey and for Deadpool. We're getting the little RC car there with the Deadpool head on it, which is just... I don't even know what comic that's from, but I really dig that one. I haven't really read a lot of Hit Monkey stuff, but I think it's time I get into it. I read like a little bit of what his character is all about. It seems pretty unique, pretty interesting. I also just really want to know why Deadpool has that guitar, so I feel like I need to read the comic to understand this. For anybody out there who's read it, though, if you want to go ahead and try to explain it to me, go ahead, please. I'd like to know. I just love how happy Wade looks, too. Like here, you can see the back of him unmasked. He's just so happy to be hanging out with Hit Monkey, and can you blame him? So again, this is a look at the back of the packaging with a little bit of story about their team-up. It's a pretty unique 2-pack. That's really the most that I can say about this. Deadpool fans are going to really, really like this one. And there's so many Deadpool things already out there on the market from Hasbro. I don't see any reason why I can't have some more, because this one's got Hit Monkey. This is a cool one. This is a repaint of Deathlock, who was, I believe, released not that long ago either. But this is him in his Uncanny X-Force outfit, which is a fairly recent development in comics. He's been hanging out with X-Force a lot lately. In fact, he's on the current team. It's pretty cool, and I'm a big Deathlock fan. I just love the design. I love everything about the character, and I like all the stuff he comes with, because he's got that enormous, crazy, silly gun. He's got a big old shotgun. He's got a really stupid, crazy pistol that has like all these random attachments to it that I feel like it's just absolute overkill. He's got like a scope, a laser pointer, and like an extended clip. I mean, how much do you need on that gun, Deathlock? You already have a Gatling gun in your hands. What more do you need? Really? But yeah, this is actually probably a little bit better for me than that other one that came out, the one in the normal Deathlock outfit. I'll probably get that one. And here is a really, really great one. Big surprise. New Mutants. We're getting Danny Moonstar. But it's not just Danny Moonstar. You can see that in addition to her bow and arrow, she has 4 sets of hands. 4 additional hands and 2 separate heads. So that she can be Wolfsbane and Karma. So that's the cool thing about the New Mutants line, is that they basically all wore the same outfit, more or less. So, you can basically get all these mutants in one shot, which is so cool. Let me move that over there. That's just really awesome. You can see here, I love the sculpts on both of them. This is a must-have. It's an easy army builder for me. Totally great figure. Cannot wait to get this one. I hope that they do the male figures as well, because that'd be so easy to get them all in one shot. So that is our look at all the stuff that was revealed at the SDCC panel last night in terms of images. Those were sent to us by Hasbro. So we'll see if anything new shows up on the floor for the next day or so, because it still is now day 3 of SDC. There's one more day to go. You never know what surprises might pop up. So thank you guys for watching. Please make sure to like this video, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to our channel so you can see updates whenever we go live and we do some more videos like this. So I'm Matthew from Nerd News Today. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more coverage from SDCC very soon.